first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a team of OnDefend folks who have backgrounds in red teaming and application security and other specialties that will be part of this team. And you know they're red teamers because they have their OnDefend masks on. And they will begin by doing the same thing that you would need to do anywhere, which is full discovery of all the things in your environment. So when we think about what happens in the environment, you've got all kinds of cloud systems and assets. You've got all sorts of software as a service you consume, probably AI tools, your identity provider almost certainly, and then things like your regular colleagues, your work colleagues, and all the other on-prem systems you still have. And so as the team goes through and begins doing the recon and discovery, they'll have findings that come out of some of these things, right? That they will be putting these together. But the real trick is we're going to have lots of folks working on this project. How do we make sure that a finding that shows up here gets transmitted to the person who's working down here that has another finding? And so the way that we solve that, one of our pieces of software we've built ourselves that's part of our BlindSPOT tool is called the Security Insights Engine. Security Insight Engine allows us to take a lot of information about your environment and all of the testing activities that our team performs, and all of that data gets fed into the Security Insight Engine. Then it converts all of that data into a unified model and starts building insights on top of that it can then feed back to our team. So somebody, let's say this individual happens to be working here on this particular deep dive assessment where they're really evaluating the security of this particular system, might find out about an interesting capability learned by somebody else in a different assessment. And that allows our team to not only make sure that they're targeting systems that matter to you and that matter to the security of your organization, but also start putting together real attack paths that once we start chaining these things together, we can sort of see like, okay, all of these bits of information are lining up. The Security Insight Engine is helping us figure out that we've got this path that we can then work our way through the environment to get to something that's interesting to you. Once we've figured out that attack path, of course, you're going to remediate it, which is why you've hired us in the first place. And what we want then is to make sure that those things stay fixed. So instead of having to waste the time of the human beings who are going to be finding the new attack paths that we don't know about, we're going to be able to use another part of our BlindSPOT tool set, which is our automated attack simulation system that can actually go out and safely automate to recreate the testing activity necessary to determine if this thing that you fixed stays fixed. And so that is also part of our BlindSPOT tooling that allows us to come in and operate in ways that other teams cannot.